Good day, everybody. This is Yin Yang in California with Morsels of a Thought number 1683. This is an extremely lucky number in Chinese numerology. It means an, living a life of on the road to wealth, on the road to complete wealth. Living a life of complete wealth. That's a good one. I like it. We're in the 168 something series right now. So we had 10 days, or we'll have 10 days total of the 168. 168 is the one everybody wants on their license plates. It is basically, it's the on the road to wealth, the entire road to wealth. Your you get wealth your entire way. That's what it is. You get wealth your entire way. Chapter 4, Part 19 of Launch. How to Take Your Business to New Heights by Jen Plessis, America's mortgage mentor. There was a foreword by Michael J. Mayer, The 7 Levels of Communication. And this is a really good book that you can use to map onto your own life no matter what you do. There are directions and motivations that you have, motivations and directions to follow, like vectors in mathematics. There's a magnitude and a direction on a vector. Those are the two characteristics of a vector. So when you do your life, when you live your life, you can think of how you're going as a vector. You're going straight for your supposed goals. When you make a goal, morsels of a thought of wisdom are intended for you to help find your wisdom over knowledge. Knowing the right thing to do is a form of wisdom. And then actually taking the action to do it is called virtue. So I'm hoping to bring more virtue into the world with morsels of a thought every morning. I come here at 6:10 a.m. Pacific time. So that's 9:10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Okay, so arrogance is deadly, says an anonymous person. That's a quote. Dig deeper with this technique. Chapter 4, Part 19. The big idea is to get to know a partner or a client on a deeper level by using the FROG conversation starter technique. Now, I'm going to go back to the table of contents and read you what Chapter 4 means. Chapter 4 is the finder part of this field, the finder part. Dig deeper. Get to know a partner or a client on a deeper level by using the frog conversation starter technique. Let's dig deeper, says the author, into how to conduct a quality and profitable business meeting with your clients and referral partners to build richer relationships and to assess their needs on an ongoing basis. When you map this onto your own life, you have to think of how you're going to build richer relationships with the people you are talking to. And you have to upcircle, upcircle, upcircle. Delving deeper, says the author, into a partner's or client's background will open doors to find commonality. It will also prevent you from talking too much about yourself rather than talking more about them. You can demonstrate to clients that they're not just a number or another person who's put on the conveyor belt we call the loan process. You'll be able to find ways to move away from the mundane efficiency of a transaction into creating a great customer experience for your clients and your referral partners. Author says, I want to discuss an important way to discover more about people you come into contact with so you can be more in tune with their needs. There are other methods I use, such as assessing the needs of your clients through mortgage planning questionnaires. But for now, let's start with one of my favorite things, acronyms. Get to know someone using FROG, FROG. Have you ever heard of using FROG or excuse me, FROG or FORD as a way to trigger ideas on how to get to know someone? FROG stands for family, recreation, occupation, and goals. FORD is basically the same technique, but the acronym represents family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Either one works wonders. When you're meeting with a client or a referral partner, you can keep the FROG system in the forefront of your mind. It will always prevent you from talking too much about yourself rather than learning more about them. For example, for the F, you might ask them about their family, their children, their birthdays, where they went to school or college, what sports they like, or how long they've been married, and what they do to celebrate their wedding anniversary. You might just ask them what they like to do with their family for fun. This is Morsels of a Thought, number 1683, and we are reading Launch by Jen du Plessis. Launch, how to take your business to new heights. In any case, and we're in chapter 4, part 19, FROG, get to know someone using FROG. In any case, your interest is really setting you up for some great relationship development ideas. So, while you have a systematic process for being able to push a loan through, and it's very transactional on the operations side, you want to be able to project to the client that they're getting a unique experience from you. They're not just a number or another faceless person on this conveyor belt. That's where asking them about their family comes in. You might even be pleasantly surprised to find out that they have other family members whom you could help. When asking about the R for recreation, what I do is usually say, what do you like to do for fun? What's out there for you when you're not working and you're not spending time with your family? Asking questions such as these will open up some doors to find some commonality, not just between you and the client or partner, but also involving members of your team. This becomes important when you have a team or you have other people in your practice who are communicating with the borrower. So, for example, someone might say, well, I really love wakeboarding. And wouldn't you know it, you've got a processor or someone else on your team who will be communicating with the borrower who is a wakeboarder as well. This gives you a perfect opportunity to communicate and relay that information to other parties on your team so that when they have conversations with the client, they can say, oh gosh, I hear you love wakeboarding. I do too. Where do you go? How long have you been doing it? This allows us to move away from the mundane efficiency of a transaction into creating a great customer experience for our clients and for our referral partners. Can you imagine if your assistant, who's writing the pre approval letter for a new real estate agent, sends the letter over and says, oh, by the way, I understand that you're a huge wine connoisseur. I'm from California and I love wine too. I can't wait. I can't wait to talk to you about it. These little things really go a long way. Take mental, written, or audio notes of what you hear that could be utilized to form stronger relationships and connections. Take mental, written, or audio notes of what you hear that could be utilized to form stronger relationships and connections. My father used to do this sort of thing with his professionals, lawyers, doctors, um, engineers. He would make friends with them, take them to dinner, make sure that they got to see our Lake Tahoe, this hot summer house. It was a winter house, a ski boarding house, and a boating house, basically in like Lake Tahoe, South Lake Tahoe. And he would basically get to know them in person. Pretty soon he was on first name basis with doctors, and one doctor fell into the lake when he was trying to get on the boat, and that was a story the doctor could tell. And he told my father, and my father told me, and I said to the doctor, I heard you fell and swam. How did you like the fish? So we did have a deeper connection with that particular doctor as well, and Dr. Goba, Dr. Howell, and there was a doctor who actually came and brought us a pheasant. He was drunk, so he was drunk driving, but unfortunately, the pheasant didn't taste very good. Honestly, it was a pheasant, but we ate it. Must have been a bullet. Anyway, of course, the author says, Jen du Plessis says, Plessis. Of course, asking about someone's occupation comes naturally. You can ask, tell me what you do and who do you serve? Why did you get into this particular business? Again, these work whether you're talking with a client or a referral partner. So, why did you decide to become a real estate agent? What compelled you to be a financial planner? Was your degree in what was your degree in the what was your degree in that brought you to this point? What does the future look like for you? These are great opportunities to talk about their occupation and what their passion is. Really dig deep to find the passion so that you can highlight that when you're meeting with them on a regular basis and over time as you're developing that relationship. So really dig deep to find the passion so that you can highlight that when you're meeting with them on a regular basis and over time as you're developing your relationship. The relationship goes alongside with the process, right? The last part of the acronym stands for goals. G. And of course, Ford, in Ford, Ford, it's dreams. Perhaps you could ask, what do you want to achieve with what you're doing in this line of work? How many clients do you want to have? What do you envision for your growth in the next few years? What does it look like for you? And when you're done with this business and this industry, what does that look like? What do you plan to do? Again, this technique works great with your clients. So the doctor that fell into the lake, I have to tell you, eventually retired to New Orleans, is what I've heard. I don't know his first name, and I was a child when he treated us as a family doctor. Dr. Gobar seemed to be a senior when he was serving us, so I'm not having high hopes that I can find him, but his last name I know the spelling of. So I just want to say that people do their thing and retire to the place they want to go or where they started from. That's what some people do. Again, this FORG, FROG, or FORD. I got FORG wrong in my spelling bee at in the fourth grade. Instead of saying frog, I said F-O, and I had to sit down. I meant to say FROG, but the O came out first, and I had to sit down. I remember that was one word that I missed. Otherwise, I never sat down in a spelling bee. I was one of the two that made it. That we tied, and then the word this is a stupid word. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. That one. Ugh, it was a tiebreaker. Yeah. I came in second. Ah. Again, this technique works great with your clients. Exploring and learning more information is very easy to do. Oh, okay. I should tell you, I'm not talking about spelling bees today. I am talking about launch, how to take your business to new heights by Jen du Plessis, Plessis, and she is America's mortgage mentor. She's great. She's telling you how. Sorry. Ay, ay, ay. And I'm in morsels of a thought number 1683, which is 1683 in Chinese. It's kind of cool. Okay, back to the book. Exploring and learning more information is very easy to do. This technique is very easy if you remember to do it. It demonstrates and shows people that you care about them. It comes from a servant heart. And I hope you're the type of person who has a servant heart too. So hopefully you'll naturally use the FROG process in the needs analysis so you can really identify the needs of your clients. Hint, for heaven's sake, please don't talk with someone and ask a series of questions from F to G. This is conversational. In fact, you may not get to all of the letters in one meeting. So you want to ask natural questions. Don't go, he, ha, he, ha. No, you want to have a conversation that will flow. So the author says, in fact, you may not get to all of the letters in one meeting. Some people only let you even get to one letter. So you may know that some relationships are harder to handle that way. Anyway, when working with clients, says Jen, you might want to ask, what might your world look like after you have been in this house for 5 years? You should discuss with them an entrance strategy, a maintenance strategy, and then an exit strategy out of this home and out of this mortgage. What goals do they have? Do they want their mortgage to create wealth for them through equity? Do they want their mortgage to provide them with a better cash flow so that they can divert the funds into savings and for college and for retirement? Assess the goals of the client and really spend some time getting to know theirs. Make conversation easier. Make conversation easier. The author says, I know from many of my conversations, and especially with my coaching clients, there are so many people who are afraid to pick up the phone or afraid to have a meeting with a real estate agent more than one time. Using the FROG technique makes the conversation flow more comfortably for everyone. Now, you are talking about business and it gives you a reason to have the next meeting. A suggestion to keep the conversation moving along and engaging is to book the next lunch right there on the spot. Then you won't have to make phone calls to ask, hey, do you want to go to lunch? Do you want to grab a coffee? Instead, the phone call is just, hello, I'm just confirming that we're meeting. This eliminates some of the fear of making the follow-up phone call. I would hate for you to have done all the work to make a conversation, finally get a meeting, only to have met once and then you're done. You certainly won't be able to establish any relationships just meeting people once. Keep employing these conversations so you're able to have fresh content and topics of discussions when meeting people to develop stronger, deeper, and richer relationships. Be able to assess their needs and then cultivate effective ways to become strategic partners. Now, Jen's jots here are FROG. Use the FROG conversation starter technique to get to know your partners and clients. I have to say that my auntie, I want to have a better, deeper, more intimate relationship with her. And when we were at coffee the last time, we were talking, and then she said, "Oh, yeah, we'll have to do it again." Well, did I say, "Oh, let's try such and such a date"? No. And so now I'm stuck in, now I have to say, "Oh, do you have time on such and such a day?" And calling and playing phone tag and everything. So I'm stuck with that now. Now I know that we must try to make another appointment or a target appointment from the current lunch to the next lunch. "Oh, do you have time in May on the 21st?" And then "we'll see" is better than what I did, which was nothing. So Jen's Jots say, use the FROG, frog, conversation starter technique to get to know your partners. F is family, R is recreation, O is occupation, and G is goals. Wow. ROG or FO. FROG or FORD, D being dreams. That's the same thing. Okay, so now we're going to start on chapter 4, part 20, which is 3 quick questions to get in-depth perspective. Ooh, this is going to be good. An anonymous person said, "Watch your attitude. It's the first thing people notice about you." Ugh. The big idea here is to develop a deeper understanding of a referral partner's practice by asking these 3 simple questions about the past, future, and present. Ooh. With any referral partner, you want to know how their practice best fits with your practice. The question is, how do you get to this understanding? Obviously, you need to have one-on-one meetings with them to learn about how they do business. Just a quick get together with typical business small talk won't get you to a broader and in-depth perspective. For that, you need to dive deeper. Let me give you a great way to develop richer relationships with a referral partner, whether they are a real estate agent, financial planner, or plumber. The first way is to ask them about 3 past, 3 future, and 3 present clients. That is, ask them about the 3 most recent clients they've worked with, 3 clients they'll be working with in the near future, and 3 clients they're working with now. Getting into a detailed discussion based on these 3 questions will give you exceptionally useful and valuable information about the partner's business. So the subtopics here are 3 past clients, next the future clients, now the present clients. And then you reciprocate and keep moving deeper. So we will read from this on next week, page 136. America's Mortgage Mentor. She is great. She's very young too, you would think. But I mean, she looks so young. And she looks young in person. I've met her and she's wonderful. And she's quoted here saying, "Ying to your success, Lady Jen. Okay to read for morsels of a thought." And she's got a beautiful set of initials. So here we go. I'm going to go have my breakfast now. You guys go and prepare for your day. Okay, old Kinderhook.